I will just open by thanking, first of all, you, Tracy, for coming and representing CNIB here at our fair. I'm quite honored that you've been able to find time. I know it's not an easy time for NGOs, as we were discussing before, but thank you so much. So for those in attendance, my name is Juliana Stonehouse. I am the student experience coordinator with Careerspace at Trent University. My main job is to make sure that, yes, I'm supporting you in your traditional classroom setting, but I'm also making sure that you have wonderful experiences outside of the classroom so that when you graduate Trent, you have a myriad of experiences and can sit in an interview situation and say, yes, I volunteered for the CNIB and I had this experience and it was wonderful and it complemented my in-classroom work. So thanks so much for being a part of this. Just some housekeeping items. If you want to ask any questions, please feel free. And I already have a question ready to go. So thank you so much to that very keen student. We will hold questions to the end. So with about 5 minutes left, I will collect all the questions and ask Tracy that. So just make sure you put it in the chat or the Q&A and I will be monitoring both. And without further ado, Tracy, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So hello, my name is Tracy Holland and I'm the program lead for community engagement and home-based support at the CNIB, that being the Canadian National Institute for the Blind. So today, an estimated 1.5 million Canadians identify as having sight loss and 5.59 million have an eye disease that could actually cause sight loss. So factoring their families, their friends, and their caregivers, sight loss touches millions more. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about CNIB. It's made up of 3 distinct organizations, each one playing a unique role in serving our community, but are all connected by a passion to change what it is to be blind today. So we have our Vision Loss Rehab Canada, which is a distinct organization in every province and territory, and which is generally funded by respective governments. So Vision Loss Rehab Canada provides training that enables people who are blind or partially sighted to develop or restore their key daily living skills, helping enhance their independence. Then we also have the CNIB Deaf Blind Community Services. It's one of Ontario's leading providers of specialized support and emergency services for people who are deaf blind. It's funded by the Government of Ontario, and our intervener services literacy programs enabling people who are deafblind to maximize their independence and engagement. And the last one is the CNIB Foundation, which is where I work. We were founded in 1918, so over 100 years old. The foundation is a nonprofit organization driven to change what it is to be blind today. So we deliver innovative programs and powerful advocacy that empower people impacted by blindness to live their dreams and to tear down barriers to inclusion. Our work as a blind foundation is powered by a network of volunteers, donors, and partners from coast to coast. So through the CNIB Foundation, we are continuing to drive change for Canadians living with sight loss by increasing their access to employment, unleashing the power of technology, advocating for more inclusive and accessible country, while moving the bar on societal inequities and the stigmas surrounding blindness. So whether it's career support, technology training, children and youth groups, book clubs, or innovative programs, Canadians impacted by blindness have the chance to live the lives they choose. So our programs are free and are available in person, online, and over the phone. And nobody needs to have a referral for those services. So we have to remember that when someone loses their sight, it affects not only themselves, but their families, their partners, and their friends. So that's why we've made our programs available not to just everyone in Canada who has sight loss, but also their loved ones too. So just some of our values that I think are important, because these are certainly values that we want to ensure our staff and our volunteers also have, is empowerment. So we take bold action to move our mission forward and empower people impacted by blindness to find their courage, raise their voice, and realize their dreams. Inclusiveness, we are a community that welcomes all. We embrace one another's differences, and we break down barriers that would exclude anyone from being meaningfully engaged in our world. Passion, we care deeply about what we do because we know how much it matters. We pursue our goals relentlessly, and we don't give up on anyone or anything. Innovation, we think big, we take risks, and embrace change that accelerate progress, enable success for our clients, our volunteers, donors, and employees. Collaboration, we believe that to make change happen, we need to bring people, ideas, and resources together in new and exciting combinations. So teamwork is fundamental to our success. Integrity, we treat others the way we want to be treated. We are kind, fair, honest, and respectful, and we maintain open and transparent decision-making in all aspects of our work. So for Canadians who are blind or partially sighted, physical distancing has presented a unique set of challenges that can contribute to feelings of isolation that many already experience on a daily basis. So during this time, one of the easiest things for us to do was to reach out to each other, to engage in offering support. So on March 13th, our organization took a bold step to react to the pandemic and turn our programs into virtual programs, putting volunteers on the virtual front line, supporting participants in a new way. We have all had to learn along the way, whether it was how to get groceries for someone who we were no longer able to take with them, how to have a great relationship over the phone instead of in person, how to attend a book club through Zoom rather than in a physical space. It also had the organization looking for new activities for our participants to tap into, because we know those who are not able to get it in the community. And because of the pandemic, it has furthered that there was many times that they had nothing to do, no opportunities. So we created new programs such as virtual bingo, yoga, podcasts, trivia. These programs are designed to help combat the negative ramifications that isolation has had on those with sight loss. We can't wait for the day when things get back to normal, and we continue to look to our municipal and provincial governments for that direction. And we will slowly introduce those in-person programs and supports, but we have also recognized that through the reach that we've had with our participants, some who live in rural communities or where there isn't a CNIB office, or places where we don't have a transit system that is able to get people to a physical location, that our virtual programs are also here to stay. So we know that when life returns to normal, we will have both in-person and virtual program offerings from coast to coast. But those programs couldn't happen without the support of volunteers. And that is where our conversation is going to go right now. So I'm going to highlight the current volunteer opportunities in Ontario East and another opportunity in the Durham region. So the first one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the name of the program, and then I'm going to tell you the objectives, the responsibilities, and kind of the skills and qualities we're looking for in a student. And then at the end of that, of me telling you all about those, I'll tell you how you would go about applying. And then we should have some time for you to ask any questions. So the first program is called the Virtual Vision Mate Phone Support. So there's several positions available. And the beauty of having the Virtual Vision Mate program and many of our virtual programs is that we can offer programs in other communities. So I could have a volunteer in Peterborough from Trent University, and I might be able to match them with a participant in Brockville, which if it wasn't virtually, we wouldn't be able to do that. So the first is the phone support program. And then the second one is our essential shopping program. So to be a virtual Vision Mate phone support, we're looking for volunteers who are going to have friendly conversations with a participant. You would be matched one-to-one with someone. You would check in with them once a week. You would have a phone call that lasted roughly 30 minutes in length. You would, as the volunteer, ensure that you're going to be able to schedule those call-ins with the participant. So we're looking for you either to have flexibility in your schedule or time in your schedule where you know every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, you're going to be able to phone that CNIB participant and have some great conversation. We're looking for people that are patient, empathetic, and friendly. You don't have to be blind or partially sighted. We'll give you the training for that. What we are looking for is somebody that's reliable and organized, someone that can work without supervision, someone that also is aware of a participant's feelings over the phone and can reach out to me if needed for extra support. The next one is the virtual Vision Mate shopping support. So it is a little bit different. We're not going to have you driving in a car for 2 hours to deliver groceries to someone. What the purpose of this is to go out and get those essential shopping items for someone who is isolated. And many of our clients, our participants, are seniors. So going to a grocery store during this time is difficult for them. One thing is just the feeling of going into a big public space. Most of our seniors are worried about their risk of COVID. As well, many of them, obviously, they can't drive, so they're looking at public transit or taxis to be able to get them to the grocery store. But then once they get to the grocery store, they're not going to have that person that's going to take them around to search for their items. So the shopping support program through a volunteer is certainly something that some of our clients look to. Now, of course, we've been in the summer, so things have been a little bit different, but as it gets colder out, some of our seniors may be actually tapping into this request for support more than they did over the summer. So in this position, what we're looking for is a volunteer to shop for essential items that a participant may need. You would be picking those items up and delivering those to the participant's doorstep. So you're not going to go inside of their house and you're not going to put them away, but you're going to ensure that you're able to get their list of groceries. We work with the participant and the volunteer around knowing how frequently that would be, but generally we're figuring that it'll be a weekly or a bi-weekly basis. Now, I appreciate that many of you are living on campus and taking the bus. So again, we are reiterating to our participants that it is essential shopping. So we're not expecting you to go to Costco and load up a $300 cart of grocery items. We do have a limit as well. We're asking our participants that grocery shopping cannot be any more than $100. We certainly have training specifically around the virtual shopping program that we review with both our participants and our volunteers. Everything from how are you going to get a list? How is the participant going to pay for the groceries? So we certainly offer that training. We're looking for people, again, that are patient, empathetic, and friendly, and reliable and organized. These are a few of our other virtual programs that are group activities. So we have a virtual bingo volunteer position that's available. So the time commitment would be 2 hours a week for a period of 4 months. And it's specific though. The other 2 positions were something that you can work around and be flexible with the participant. But this one is a Thursday afternoon from 1:30 to 3:30, so it happens on a weekly basis. You would facilitate a virtual bingo session over Zoom, including calling bingo numbers, confirming bingos, working with another volunteer to co-host the sessions. And the skills we're looking for is problem solving, time management, good oral communication. Many of our participants are seniors, so some have hearing aids, so somebody that can pronunciate and enunciate really well is important. Knowledge and ability to use Zoom are certainly great, but we do provide additional training if needed. And of course, orientation and training will be provided. The next position we have is a podcast volunteer. So we're looking for someone for a commitment of 3 months, 3 hours for a period of 4 months. So it would be the third Thursday of each month from 6 to 7:30. So it's called, you would be facilitating for the love of podcasts. So if you're one of those podcast people and really like podcasts, this is the volunteer position for you. Sessions are held over Zoom, including researching and listening to different podcasts and to share those with the group members for each monthly meeting. So you'd put together a list of podcast ideas gathered from participants to play during the session and working with another volunteer to co-host. The role is so we are looking for someone who has a passion for listening to podcasts and would like to share that with others. The group is similar to a book club, but instead with a focus on podcasts. Some of the skills.
I just wanted to interrupt you for a second. We've got 4 minutes left for the presentation, and we do have some questions, so that's really exciting.
Okay, so we're looking for people that have problem-solving skills, time management, and good oral communication, and knowledge and ability to use Zoom. And the last one I'm going to talk about is specific to Durham. We are looking for someone to provide support as a facilitator for our peer support group, which helps seniors who are blind or partially sighted to gain confidence. And we're specifically looking for someone who they themselves has had the journey of sight loss. So if you are someone who is blind or partially sighted and are interested in giving back to CNIB, we are looking for that peer support facilitator. Again, it's a virtual thing in the Durham area. So I can leave it at that. I have a few other things that I could let you know about, but they are not as specific to volunteering. So yeah, we can open up the floor to questions.
Sure. So the first question, and you might have already addressed this, but do you know if CNIB located in Toronto will hire university students for next spring, summer 2021? Not sure if you can talk to that a bit.
Certainly, we apply for summer students every year in all of our organization wherever we're located. So just, you know, we post things on Indeed Jobs and keep up to date on the CNIB website and look at, there's a tab there for career opportunities. So those are posted there.
Great, thank you. Second question here, does CNIB usually hold fairs at Trent University? Also, are you holding a fair in Toronto, Ontario as well? I'm planning to learn sign language from Bob Rumble, School for the Deaf.
So yes, I've attended a few Trent University volunteer fairs, and kudos to Trent University. This is the first virtual volunteer fair that I've been invited to. So I'm not sure if other universities are doing that, but I highly recommend it. This is a great opportunity for us and many other NGOs.
That's great. And the other question here, just this individual looking for more information after the seminar, may you email me the information for another individual? Okay, for instance, who I can call to contact or apply, or for a phone mate, he says. For instance, who do I call or contact to apply, or do I just go to the CNIB website? And I think you're about to get to this one.
That's right. So all of our information is on the website. You just have to look for it. So it's virtual programs. You can fill out an interest form if you're a participant and want to receive the support of any of our programs. That's all listed. We have all our lists of our virtual programs that are happening. So as a participant, if you want to participate in those. And then we also have an interest form right on the website that you can identify, yes, I want to volunteer. This is what I want to volunteer for. And when you indicate where you live, the region that you live, it automatically sends that through our internal system. so
Amazing.
that we know. So for me, I cover Peterborough and Port Hope and Kingston and Brockville and Belleville, and my counterpart covers Ottawa. So we will directly get those volunteer interest forms.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Tracy. And thank you to everybody that took part today. This sounds like an incredible opportunity for students. And also, Tracy, just to say thank you to you and CNIB. This is like a nationally recognized organization that has found time to take part in this fair. And I'm so incredibly grateful to you. And please know that this was recorded and will be going up on our website. So feel free to revisit this again for those panelists, or encourage your friends to as well. And then also look at the rest of the schedule for today. Some amazing opportunities await you with some other organizations that are also taking part. And Tracy, thank you, thank you, thank you for taking part in this.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you to all the students for being interested in those volunteer opportunities as well.
Wonderful. Okay, bye-bye everybody. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.